In a move that has sent ripples across the geopolitical landscape, France is contemplating the deployment of its nuclear-armed fighter jets to German soil. This potential move represents a significant shift in France's nuclear strategy and underscores the evolving dynamics of European security. It is a clear signal to both allies and adversaries that Europe is prepared to take a more assertive role in its own defense. The potential deployment of French nuclear weapons in Germany would mark the first time such weapons have been stationed on German soil since the end of the Cold War. The discussions surrounding this potential deployment come at a time when the European security order is facing unprecedented challenges. Russia's ongoing aggression in Ukraine has shattered long-held assumptions about peace and stability in Europe. The conflict has also exposed the continent's vulnerability to Russian intimidation, particularly in the face of Moscow's nuclear saber-rattling. This potential move is also a direct response to growing uncertainty about the United States' long-term commitment to European defense. The Trump administration's America First policies, characterized by skepticism towards NATO and demands for increased European defense spending, have left many European leaders questioning the reliability of the American security umbrella. The Biden administration has sought to reassure its European allies, but the damage done to transatlantic trust during the Trump years runs deep. This potential deployment is still in its early stages of discussion, and no final decisions have been made. However, the fact that such a bold proposition is even being considered speaks volumes about the gravity of the current geopolitical climate. The potential deployment of French nuclear weapons to Germany must be understood within the broader context of the shifting sands of European security. The continent is grappling with a confluence of challenges, including a resurgent Russia, the rise of China, and internal divisions over defense spending and strategic priorities. The war in Ukraine has been a wake-up call for many European nations, highlighting the need for a more robust and cohesive defense posture. For decades, European security relied heavily on the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, and the implicit guarantee of American military might. However, the Trump presidency, marked by its questioning of NATO's relevance and its transactional approach to alliances, sowed seeds of doubt about the United States' long-term commitment to European defense. While the Biden administration has sought to repair the transatlantic rift, the damage has been done. Many European leaders now believe that Europe can no longer afford to outsource its security to Washington. This shift in thinking has been particularly pronounced in Germany. For decades, Germany's foreign policy was characterized by military restraint and a focus on diplomacy and economic engagement. However, Russia's invasion of Ukraine has forced Berlin to confront the uncomfortable reality that hard power still matters in international relations. This strategic awakening has manifested in a number of ways, including a historic increase in German defense spending, a commitment to modernize the Bundeswehr, German armed forces, and a greater willingness to take on a leadership role in European security matters. The potential deployment of French nuclear weapons on German soil would be the most tangible sign yet of Germany's evolving strategic outlook. France's nuclear arsenal, known as the Force de Frappe strike force, is a cornerstone of its national defense strategy. It is intended to deter potential adversaries from attacking France or its vital interests by guaranteeing a devastating retaliatory strike. France's nuclear doctrine is based on the concept of dissuasion totale, total deterrence, which means that any attack on French territory or its vital interests, regardless of the nature of the attack, could potentially trigger a nuclear response. The Force de Frappe consists of two main components: submarine-launched ballistic missiles, SLBMs, and air-launched cruise missiles, ALCMs. The SLBMs, carried aboard 4 Triumphant-class submarines, form the backbone of France's nuclear deterrent. These submarines are highly survivable, ensuring that France can retaliate even if its territory is devastated in a first strike. The ALCMs, carried by Rafale fighter jets, provide a more flexible and rapid response option. France's nuclear arsenal is estimated to contain around 290 nuclear warheads, making it the third largest in the world after the United States and Russia. The exact composition and capabilities of France's nuclear weapons are highly classified, but it is believed that they include a mix of strategic and tactical weapons. The potential deployment of French nuclear weapons to Germany would represent a significant expansion of France's nuclear umbrella. It would also send a strong message to Russia that any aggression against a NATO ally would be met with a resolute and potentially devastating response. The potential deployment of French nuclear weapons to Germany is a clear indication of the evolving security landscape in Europe. It reflects a growing sense of unease about Russia's intentions and a desire among some European nations to take on a more assertive role in their own defense. However, this move also raises a number of important questions and potential challenges. One key question is how Russia will respond to the potential deployment of French nuclear weapons in Germany. Moscow has already condemned the idea, warning that it would have negative consequences for European security. It is possible that Russia could respond by deploying additional nuclear weapons to its western flank or by taking other provocative actions. Another challenge is the potential for divisions within NATO. Not all NATO members are convinced that the deployment of French nuclear weapons to Germany is a wise move. Some worry that it could escalate tensions with Russia, while others believe that it undermines the principle of collective defense that underpins the alliance. Despite these challenges, the potential deployment of French nuclear weapons to Germany represents a significant development in European security. It is a sign that Europe is no longer content to rely on the United States for its security and is prepared to take on a more active role in shaping its own destiny. Whether this move ultimately contributes to greater stability or instability in Europe remains to be seen.